Welcome back. We are happy to have back to the show Christine Gorgas, the Operation Manager for the Gulfcoast Clinical Research Center. At Gulfcoast, you help people deal with all types of struggles, but today we're here to talk about clinical research studies.
Yes.
So good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming back. We love it when you're here. So clinical research study, what is it?
It's really a structured approach at looking at a medication's effectiveness and safety profile. Clinical research is done with all new medications that are going through the FDA approval process. There isn't a prescription available in your medical cabinet right now that has not gone through either an equivalent process or this process that we do at Gulfcoast Clinical Research.
It really is the heart of all medical advances, right?
It is. New medications cannot reach the market unless volunteers participate and really give their feedback to the pharmaceutical companies about whether or not they feel the medication is effective, how it makes them feel, and whether or not they would continue taking the medication.
And so for people who aren't really familiar with research studies, they really do it all for everything, as I was talking to you about before.
They do.
All the products out there, you'd be so surprised at the clinical research studies that they have out there.
Exactly, and clinical research is sometimes is overused as a term sometimes. I know we were talking about, you hear on the radio all the time about this trial, everything from weight loss to stamina medications, vitamins. It really is a term used for any kind of study that you've done to evaluate whether or not a medication or a product it works or is effective. But really with clinical research trials, when we're talking about pharmaceutical agents, these are very specific trials that are done that pharmaceutical companies develop the protocols, they're sanctioned by the FDA, they're conducted under the review of an ethical review board that looks out for patient rights and patient safety, and they're done at only sanctioned clinical research sites under the guise and guidance of a physician.
So what can really a participant say get out of being involved in one of these?
It really is different for each subject about why they want to participate in research trials and what they're looking for. Some patients are looking for exposure to new medications. They've tried other things on the market, they weren't effective, they wanted to try something new. Sometimes the benefit is that patients don't have insurance or can't afford the medication, and so of course with clinical research, no insurance is required and there's no cost to patients to be able to see a healthcare professional and try a new medication.
And I think that's one of the big things that we wanted to hit on, is that the benefit of it is really big, because if you don't have insurance and you can't afford it and you are suffering from whatever it is the research study is involved in, it can really be a big...
It can definitely be helpful to some patients. Of course, with any medication, we can't guarantee any effectiveness. With research trials, there's also the issue that they compare their medication sometimes to a placebo, which is nothing more than a sugar pill. But at very least, you will be getting medical care from a trained professional who is able to explain to you the symptoms of your disease state and really gain some knowledge going through this process.
Now, Christine, where are you guys located?
We are located in Fort Myers, off of Daniels and Metro, just a couple miles down from Gulfcoast Hospital. Anybody who is interested in learning more, educating themselves on the different diseases that we do have under study, can always go to our website, gulfcoastclinicalresearch.com. There are several anonymous screening tools there that help patients gain understanding about their different disease states. There's information on how to contact us and really what some next steps can be for you.
And I think you hit it there too. Educating yourself is so important.
Education is very important, and that's one thing that the clinical research trials do try and help patients understand what their symptoms are, help them obtain a diagnosis. We do want to stress that sometimes it can be scary for patients to even consider clinical research, but we want to make sure patients understand that a lot of these research facilities, and especially Gulfcoast, is really geared to helping patients understand what their disease state is, explaining in full detail what the process of clinical research is, what the benefits are, what the risks are, and really what the next steps can be, and we're just here as an option for the community.
Now, what about requirements to sign up? Say if you if you're doing a research study on depression, do you have to be diagnosed by a physician that you have it in order to participate in the research study?
You do not. We have trained physicians and psychiatrists at our facility that's one of the first steps, is really making sure we have the right diagnosis. the trials that we do at Gulfcoast Clinical Research are geared towards helping specific indications. So the first step after a patient consents is going through a full diagnostic evaluation to ensure that they have the disease state under study and nothing else that may be exacerbated by the medications that we're going to provide, or that the medications we're providing wouldn't be intended for that individual.
Okay. So even if you're feeling some of the symptoms and you think maybe just come in and talk to somebody about it and get an idea of what you guys really need.
Absolutely. And for patients that come in, if we don't feel that they would benefit from participating in the trial, or feel that it may be any type of risk to them for benefiting, whether or not they're on other medications, have other disease states, we can always provide to them at least a list of resources in the community that may help them take the next step in treatment.
All right, Christine, we thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We will have all that information posted on our website as well, but for now.